Hi, my name is Alexus V, and I'm going to talk about introspection in today's presentation. I'm going to be talking about the definition of introspection. As a research method, introspection involves subjects self-reporting their inner thoughts, emotions, and sensations to better understand consciousness. In its early days, introspection was one of the first scientific efforts at examining the human mind from a within perspective. Established as a long-standing method of investigating human behavior, Wilhelm Wundt is known as the creator of experimental psychology and the first researcher to investigate introspection in a laboratory setting through a formalized manner. Wundt and the subjects have been trained to report their experience in an objective manner. For example, what does this sound like, rather than I believe this sounds and looks like. A pupil of Wundt, Edward Titchener, brought introspection to America through developing structuralism. Titchener was of the belief that the mind could be dissected into fundamental constituents such as sensations, images, and emotions. Titchener's objective was to determine the structure of consciousness with the use of distinct self-reports. William James criticized structuralism as rigid and instead conceptualized consciousness as a, quote, stream of consciousness. James addressed inner experience through introspection with an emphasis on the way our mind and feeling flow. This description of consciousness helped form functionalism by looking at how mental processes enable us to adapt to our environment. Introspection was also criticized because individual reports often differed from one another. Since the thoughts that are reported have no direct observable evidence, they make it difficult to validate results. This difficulty in validation contributed to the development of behaviorism, which was developed by John B. Watson's focus on only observable responses. Introspection is less commonly used in research today. However, it continues to influence psychologists in their use of self-reporting surveys and the use of cognitive psychology. One of the most significant contributions of introspection was that it established psychology as a science and provided for the study of consciousness. Although there are numerous limitations associated with introspective methods, they also established a basis for future research and theories. Psychologists continue to use forms of self-reflection when studying emotions, thoughts, and perceptions, thus showing that introspection will continue to impact the field of psychology.